Hey friends, and welcome to Technical Shots with LJ, and welcome to our natural gas weekly analysis video. So, let's see how we did last week and then what would be the next potential moves for the week commencing 26th of June. So, this week gone by, we had only 4 working days for the US, so we have just saw or we just see the 4 candles on the chart. So if you look at the downtrend here, this small green candle which closed above the downtrend, sorry, the small green candle which closed above the downtrend was the last Friday, and then we can see the very next candle actually tried to challenge the resistance, and then was got rejected, broken down the downtrend line, and then again the buyers have stepped in, pushed up, and you can see the downtrend has been retested, and then we have broken past the resistance zone, and that's the close what we have on Friday. So let's take a step back and try to analyze what we saw across the entire TA, which has been building from past 3 weeks. So we saw we have a rising trend line or a rising floor, and then we have a horizontal resistance, which is this pink zone, and then we form a ascending triangle. So that is the base of our technical analysis, which we are trying to form from last 3 weeks. And then in between we saw this downtrend, and then if you see the downtrend actually meeting this rising floor, creating a symmetrical triangle, and then we can see a squeeze coming out, and then eventually it has gone through the upside, and that upside actually has broken past the resistance zone, and now we are hoping to go for higher targets. And what the targets would be, we will just discuss. Last week also we put a fib on the charts, and we plotted our next potential targets. Before that, let's get back to this Friday's candle. As we know, this red resistance zone has been quite a stubborn. So if you look at it, how many times it has rejected from once we went past 3. So this is you know once, twice, then we have 3 times, and then the fourth and the fifth attempt has gone past. So this resistance zone is quite a stubborn. And looking at this candle, okay, I am happy that is a nice green big candle, but to be honest, I wanted a solid green big candle with minimum wicks on the candles. So I'm not saying this is a bad or this is not a strong candle, but looking at the wick, I mean, it is actually the wick is also strong. It is showing the strength of the buyers, pushing from the sellers. But for me, I would wanted this to be a big strong with minimum wicks or a solid green candle as a confirmation. Saying that, let's plot the fib on the charts like what we did last time or last week. And to all the new viewers, or to the people who just joined recently to this channel, I would highly recommend to watch all the past 3 videos. I'm sharing the link in the description, so you can understand basically what I'm talking about, how we built the technical analysis from past 3 weeks and where we are heading for. So this is our fib on the chart, and if you look at this fib, the fib is pointing to roughly 2.83 zone. So based on how we open on Sunday evening, to be honest, I want this to open a gap up. Even if we open flat, it's okay, but we want to move ahead towards 2.83, and then we can reject from 2.83 and then get supported on this particular level, which is 2.6769 ish, so roughly around 2.7 ish. And once we get supported here, that will be our launch pad trigger to 3.33. So this is a retest zone which we are looking for. So once we have retested the support at this zone, we move ahead for our ultimate target of 3.33. Not that I'm saying that we will not go more than 3.33, but as per the ascending triangle and the confluence what we have, I am potentially expecting the target to be 3.33, and then we can once we reach there we can analyze our next moves and try and see what else or what are the next steps we can see from there. That is one scenario. Next potential scenario is we can very well gap up or again open flattish, move to 2.83ish, not get rejected and move straight to 3.0 and then get rejected from there again, test, come for retest on 2.7, and then as we said, this support is going to be this support, or this retest of this support is going to be our launch pad for 3.33. So this is another scenario. Now let me show you something. We'll talk about the bearish scenario as well, but before that let me just show you, let's talk about the bearish scenario first before I show you something else. So in terms of bearish scenario, so if we open flat or if we gap down, and if we are not able to get support on this 2.7 zone, and then if we break past this pink zone, then we are gonna go back to test this downtrend. Either we can test this downtrend and get bounced back up towards this resistance, or we can get inside this symmetrical triangle again we'll look for a squeeze and then either breakout or breakdown. As long as our rising trend or rising floor is intact and not broken, we are heading towards the breakout of this ascending triangle, moving to 3.33. So this is our bearish scenario. So the potential support, what I'm thinking here is could be 2.47, as we saw in the last week as well. The price was rejected and it got supported at 2.47. If you remember, we spoke about this fib level, which is the PRZ, which is this, which is why I have plotted in red on the charts. This is a very key level, and that's I think it's a very strong support here. If you look at it, if you look at this way getting rejected, if this getting rejected, this is quite a strong support and a resistance. So it was a resistance before and now it's been turned as a support, so this is a very strong level. Similarly, if you look at on the top, this 1.618, this is again a stubborn resistance, and we have seen that in the past. Now if I show you something here, look at how perfectly this aligns with this particular candle. Yeah, the top almost aligns with it. So this is gonna be a hard nut to crack. So sorry. So this again will be a stubborn resistance. Now before we move to other time frames, let me show you something about the Elliott wave, and we discussed this in the part 1 of the analysis. So this is a Elliott wave in the down move. So this is wave 1, then we have wave 2, wave 3, 4, 5. You see that wave 3 is the biggest. At least as per the rule, the wave 3 has to be bigger than the wave 1 and 5, and which it should confirm. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, A, B, and C. So saying that, so that's the down move, or the down or the bearish Elliott wave. And we did mention about this bullish Elliott wave forming. So we have this as 1, we have this as 2, and we have this wave number 3 forming. So as we just discussed, that wave 3 cannot be the shortest between wave 1 and 5. So 1, 3, and 5 are basically will be the bullish waves, and this wave 2 and wave 4 will be the retracement, and then we have A, B, and C. So at the moment we have 1 and 2 and we are forming 3. So I am as per the theory, 3 cannot be the shortest. So let's see, we don't know how wave 5 will form, We at the moment, we even don't know whether this is going to form a Elliott wave, but so far it looks like it based on the the details, or so far the characteristics of this wave based on the Elliott wave theory. We think this is on its way to form the Elliott waves here. So we have one and two waiting for three, and the next waves to form. But just to say that we are forming the wave three at the moment. So this is from the Elliott wave point of view. Let's go to the 4 hour chart. So on the 4 hour, look at this. So basically, I was actually, keenly watching for this zone, because this zone, before this up move, this zone was potentially forming a double top. So if I just, put in a trend line here, you know, so see here, before this, it was forming, a sort of a downtrend, and it was basically forming a perfect descending triangle. So if you look at that, this is the the first peak, and this is, was forming the second peak here. But luckily for us, it didn't form the descending triangle nor the double top. And if you look here very interestingly now, if I just reduce this here from where it broke out, it is actually forming a falling wedge, and we have a breakout from the falling wedge, which is actually pierced through the resistance. So this is a confirmation of the bullish side. I mean, in the technical analysis, you need to try and stack as much confluence as you get on a particular side, and that's how you form your analysis. So this is one more analysis, one more confluence on the bullish side. So let me get rid of this trend here. Now, one more thing we could see here is, let's see a parallel channel from here, which is nicely getting formed. And this is our parallel channel here. So see how beautifully this, bullish channel has formed. We have, the challenge, the price getting rejected from the top of the channel, supported on the bottom of the channel. You see how even the center line actually plays an important role, supporting this particular, price action. And then when it crosses below the center line, then it acts as a resistance. There you go. Once it breaks past, sorry for that, let me just get it off. Yeah, sorry for that. So once it breaks past, then we have, again, this supporting here, sorry, rejecting the center line, rejecting the price, and then we broken past. Now if you look at this channel, we still are not at the top of the channel, so we still have room to go till, roughly around, see, assuming the next candle opens here, so we have room to go to 2.83, which is again one of our fib levels. So that's again one of the reasons I say, if we open like, gap up, or even from the same, or open, say, from open flat from the same price, we have the potential to move up, and then we can see if the channel rejects it. If we break past this channel, then we will have another uh, breakout from this channel, and then another strong up move. For the downside, as I discussed, if we you know get rejected, sorry, if we gap down, or if we open flat and we did not hold support at this particular zone, which is a pink zone, then I think the channel might support. If the channel does not support, then if you look at it, this is our the fib support line, that is 2.48. So we'll have to watch it, otherwise it's gonna break down the if we break down the channel, then we can see a a strong down move. But I'm hoping this is going on the upper side. If we break down from here, then we have this, the green, which is our rising floor. So I'm of the opinion that is gonna squeeze between these and then make a breakout. But yeah, so let's see what happens in the coming week. So let me get off this, and let's see on the hourly. So hourly is, yeah. So hourly also gives us the same significances. It's just showing us that, with minute details, but pretty much it's the same thing, getting rejected, sorry, getting supported on the downtrend. So I'm pretty much happy for that. Let's get back to the daily and let's reset the charts. And let's summarize what we think would be the potential move. So once again, if we gap up, we potentially move for 2.82 and then reject from there, get supported on 2.7, move ahead, or we can gap up and move to 3.0ish or 3 point-ish and then get rejected, get back supported on 2.7 and then start going upwards. If we reject or if we break past this support zone, then we will try and again get squeezed between this rising trend and you know the resistance in the pink, and until we break out again from the resistance and hit our target of 3.33. All this what we are discussing lies basically on this rising floor. As long as this rising floor holds, that is what we are expecting. So yeah, so that is pretty much my analysis. What I'm thinking coming for the next couple of weeks or maybe in the next potential week. So let's see where we move uh, as per what we have discussed. So yeah, this is pretty much from my side. If you think this was helpful and you found this informative, please give us a thumbs up and please share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your time and I'll see you in the next one.